How to truly focus on your life in a world perpetually buzzing with distractions. From endless notifications to societal pressures, it's easy to lose sight of ourselves. Each day feels like a race, leaving little room for self-reflection. Amid this whirlwind, the profound wisdom of the Buddha offers a beacon of clarity. You, yourself, as much as anyone in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This declaration reminds us of a crucial yet often overlooked truth. Self-love and self-awareness are the cornerstones of a meaningful and fulfilling life. Today on the Buddhism Wisdom Podcast, we embark on a transformative journey to explore how cultivating focus, mindfulness, and inner peace can help us reclaim our lives. Stay with us, this could change how you see yourself and the world. A journey into self-discovery, the essence of focus. Buddhist philosophy teaches that focus is more than attention to tasks. It is a path to uncovering the truth of who we are. It requires courage to turn inward and examine the mind's conditioning, which often leads to our suffering. Focus, as illuminated in the Buddha's teachings, is not about external control but internal mastery. By understanding our thoughts and emotions, we transform distractions into opportunities for growth. Once, a young monk asked the Buddha how to find clarity amid chaos. The Buddha, holding a bowl of still water, said, "When disturbed, the water is cloudy. But if you let it rest, clarity returns." This simple analogy highlights that peace emerges when we calm the mind, allowing our true nature to shine through. The Buddha's teachings offer several practical methods to develop focus in everyday life. Mindful breathing. Pay attention to the rhythm of your breath, letting it anchor you in the present. Simplify your environment. Reduce physical and mental clutter to create space for clarity. Set intentions daily. Start each day with a clear purpose to direct your energy meaningfully. The beauty of impermanence, understanding change. One of Buddhism's foundational principles is impermanence anicca. It reminds us that life is in constant flux. Our emotions, relationships, and circumstances are ever-changing. Resisting this truth leads to suffering. Embracing it opens the door to freedom. The wisdom of letting go. The Buddha once compared life to a flowing river. It adapts, moves, and never clings to what has passed. This lesson teaches us to release attachments, not with despair, but with gratitude for what was and openness to what will come, living fully amid change. To embrace impermanence is to live without fear of loss. The Buddha advised us to recognize the transient nature of emotions, both joy and sorrow. Practice gratitude for each moment, knowing its impermanence adds to its beauty. Develop resilience by understanding that endings often pave the way for new beginnings. Liberation through non-attachment, the freedom in letting go. Non-attachment is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice. It is not detachment, but the ability to engage with life's joys and sorrows without clinging to them. This approach allows us to remain grounded, no matter the external circumstances. The Buddha shared the story of a bird perched on a fragile branch. Despite the branch's instability, the bird feels secure, not because of the branch, but because of its wings. This teaches us that true security comes from within, not external sources. Practical ways to practice non-attachment. Reframe your perspective. See challenges and losses as opportunities for growth. Focus on effort, not outcome. Detach from the results of your actions while staying committed to doing your best. Appreciate without owning. Cherish experiences and relationships without the need to control or possess them. Mindfulness, the key to present living. Being here and now. Mindfulness is the practice of fully inhabiting the present moment. It encourages us to observe our thoughts, actions, and surroundings without judgment. This awareness connects us deeply to life's richness. Dedicate moments daily to mindful breathing or reflection. Observe your thoughts as passing clouds. Acknowledge them without attachment. A metaphor of growth, the lotus, rising pristine from muddy waters, symbolizes mindfulness. It reminds us that even amidst chaos, we can remain rooted in purity and awareness. Daily mindfulness practices. Walking meditation. Focus on each step, feeling the ground beneath you and the rhythm of your body. Mindful eating. Pay attention to the flavors, textures, and sensations of each bite, savoring the present moment. Gratitude journaling. Reflect daily on moments of peace or joy, cultivating a habit of mindful appreciation. Building a path to inner peace. Steps toward harmony. The Buddha's teachings provide a clear roadmap for cultivating peace. Embrace impermanence. Practice mindfulness. Show compassion to yourself and others. Reflection for transformation. Consider the attachments and fears that weigh you down. Release them with kindness, understanding that they no longer serve you. As the Buddha said, just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past again and again, developing compassion. Compassion begins with the self. By acknowledging our struggles and extending kindness inward, we build the capacity to offer the same to others. Daily practices include loving kindness meditation. Focus on sending goodwill to yourself, loved ones, and even those you find challenging. Acts of kindness. Engage in simple, selfless actions that benefit others, reinforcing a sense of interconnectedness. Additional stories for reflection. The empty cup. A scholar once visited a Zen master, boasting about his vast knowledge. The master served tea, filling the scholar's cup until it overflowed. When the scholar exclaimed, "The cup is full," the master replied, "Like this cup, your mind is too full. Empty it to learn." This story reminds us to approach life with humility and openness. The bamboo's strength. The Buddha often compared life's challenges to a storm. The rigid tree breaks under pressure, but bamboo bends and sways, surviving the tempest. Flexibility, not rigidity, is the path to resilience and growth. The two arrows. The Buddha taught about two arrows. The first is the pain we experience, while the second is the suffering we inflict on ourselves through judgment and resistance. By accepting the first arrow and letting go of the second, we reduce unnecessary suffering. The candle's flame. A monk once asked the Buddha how to find his purpose. The Buddha held up a candle and said, "Your purpose is to be like this flame, to illuminate without consuming, to guide without overwhelming." The flame represents living with intention and balance. A story of the wise elephant. In a small village near the Himalayan foothills, a wise and serene elephant lived in harmony with the people. However, one day, the villagers noticed the elephant behaving restlessly. When they approached, the elephant led them to a polluted stream, their primary water source. Realizing their negligence, the villagers cleaned the stream. As the water became pure again, so did the elephant's demeanor. This tale reflects how our inner and outer environments influence each other. By cleansing our minds of negativity, we create a space for serenity and wisdom. A lesson from the pebble. A novice monk once approached his teacher with a troubled mind, saying, "Master, my thoughts are heavy, and I cannot find peace." The teacher handed him a pebble and asked him to toss it into a still pond. As the ripples spread, the teacher said, "Your mind is like this pond. Thoughts are the pebble. You cannot stop them from falling, but you can let the ripples settle naturally." This story reminds us not to resist our thoughts, but to let them pass without attachment, restoring inner calm. A tale of two seeds. In a fertile valley, two seeds lay side by side in the soil. One seed was eager to grow and embrace the sunlight, rain, and space around it. It pushed its roots deep into the earth and stretched its leaves toward the sky. The other seed hesitated, fearing the unknown dangers above the soil. What if it rained too hard? What if the wind was too strong? So it stayed buried, never sprouting. As time passed, the first seed blossomed into a strong, beautiful tree, providing shade, fruit, and shelter to others. The second seed remained hidden, safe but unfulfilled. This parable teaches us that growth requires courage. By embracing the uncertainties of life, we open ourselves to boundless opportunities for joy and connection. The path of Siddhartha's transformation. Before becoming the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama lived a life of extreme privilege, shielded from the world's hardships. When he finally encountered suffering, old age, illness, and death, he chose to leave his palace in search of answers. Through years of asceticism and meditation under the Bodhi tree, Siddhartha realized that the path to enlightenment lay in the middle way, avoiding both indulgence and extreme austerity. His journey teaches us that balance and introspection are essential for true understanding. The parable of the mustard seed. A grieving mother once came to the Buddha, holding her lifeless child, begging him to bring the child back to life. The Buddha, full of compassion, said, "Bring me a mustard seed from a household that has never known death, and I will bring your child back." The woman visited every house in her village, but she could not find a family untouched by loss. Slowly, she realized that death was a universal truth. She returned to the Buddha, understanding the lesson that suffering is shared by all. This parable reminds us that acceptance of life's impermanence is key to healing and inner peace. The monkey and the fruit trap. In a forest, a group of villagers devised a trap to catch monkeys. They hollowed out a coconut, placed a piece of fruit inside, and secured it to a tree. The opening was just big enough for a monkey's hand to reach in, but too small for a fist holding the fruit to come out. When a monkey grasped the fruit, it refused to let go, making itself easy prey. This story illustrates how clinging to desires or possessions can lead to entrapment and suffering. Freedom often lies in the simple act of letting go. The king and the beggar's robe. A wealthy king once approached the Buddha, troubled by a sense of emptiness despite his riches. The Buddha handed the king a beggar's robe and asked him to live as a beggar for 1 week. Reluctantly, the king agreed. By the end of the week, the king experienced the joy of simplicity and the richness of life unburdened by material excess. This story reminds us that true wealth comes not from possessions, but from understanding and appreciating life's simple truths. The blind men and the elephant. A group of blind men was asked to describe an elephant by touching different parts of its body. One touched the trunk and said the elephant was like a snake. Another felt its leg and described it as a tree. Each man believed his perspective to be the whole truth. The Buddha used this story to teach that individual perspectives are often limited. To see the truth, we must embrace the entirety of existence, understanding that others' views contribute to the whole. Life is a journey of constant learning and transformation. The Buddha's wisdom invites us to walk this path with mindfulness, compassion, and courage. As we deepen our understanding of ourselves, we naturally inspire and uplift those around us. Invitation to the community. Join the Buddhism Wisdom Podcast as we delve deeper into these transformative teachings. Let us guide you on a journey toward clarity, purpose, and peace. Subscribe now to embark on this path together, and let's continue growing in wisdom and harmony.